I've got a question for you. Why does the Jeep Wrangler hold its value so well? You know, Jeep gets a lot of criticism out there about quality, reliability, lead times to fix things when they go wrong, but yet the Jeep Wrangler still, I believe, is number one, or pretty darn close, to being the best vehicle out there when it comes to holding its value for resale. And I found this out myself many times when I've traded off my Jeeps, Wranglers, Gladiators, two-door Wranglers, whatever, as to how much money they actually retain when I go to trade them off. So I thought I'd go out, do a little search, so you don't have to try to answer that question. Why does the Jeep Wrangler hold its value so well? It says here, Jeep Wranglers hold their value exceptionally well due to a rare combination of iconic design, legendary off-road capability, a massive enthusiast subculture, which I think has a lot to do with it, and structurally low supply relative to high demand. People want Jeeps, right? Unlike standard SUVs that face rapid technological obsolescence, the Wrangler functions as both a highly practical utility tool and an emotional lifestyle purchase, keeping its depreciation rates among the lowest in the entire automotive industry. We're not just talking about in its own segment, right? We're talking about the whole industry. It's crazy to me. Key factors driving high resale value. Timeless, iconic design. And you know, that's another thing. Jeep, as far as the Wrangler line goes, doesn't really make a lot of changes aesthetically, right? I mean, the current day Wrangler still looks a hell of a lot like the Wrangler of yesteryear. Now, they did try to make a change once. Remember when it had those kind of square headlights? They replaced the round headlights. People hated it. They hated it so much that they forced Jeep to go back to the round headlights to maintain that design, which, by the way, I think was a good move. And it's always a good move when a manufacturer actually takes heed and listens to what their customers have to say, right? It says here, the classic rugged aesthetic changes very little between generations. As I said, older models look remarkably similar to brand new ones, preventing older Wranglers from looking outdated and obsolete. That right there, I think, kind of makes almost every Jeep out there relevant, because Jeep hasn't changed it so much that you start to feel like your Jeep is out of date, or maybe an older one that you're looking for makes them worth more money, right? Unmatched off-road capability. Built with a robust, solid axle design, high ground clearance, and an advanced four-wheel drive system, its core mechanical utility remains valuable regardless of age or mileage. And that's true. It doesn't matter how old your Jeep is. They're built in such a way that they remain relevant when it comes to off-road capability, and they are. I would argue that there is no better off-road vehicle than a Jeep Wrangler. They've got it down, they've maintained it, and nobody else really has been able to touch them over the years, right? Cult-like enthusiast demand. I love this one. The Jeep community creates a permanent, aggressive floor for used prices. There is always a buyer waiting for a used Wrangler, which prevents prices from collapsing. It's true. There is such a huge demand, people that want to get into that Jeep cult, that even if they can't afford a new one, they're looking for something decent out there that's used, and that keeps demand high and keeps the prices up as well, right? Removable doors and top. It offers a unique convertible open-air utility experience that no other mainstream SUV replicated for decades, creating a distinct market monopoly. Now, there has been, of course, other entries into the market. We've had even a convertible pickup truck over the years, right? We had Broncos years ago where you could actually remove the top, which they're very cool, by the way, and I think those are in huge demand if you can find one that's in good shape. Of course, now we have the Ford Bronco, right? But still, when I look at the Bronco, I mean, I think it's a good-looking vehicle, and I think if you put different wheels and tires on it, or maybe buy their package that puts the bigger wheels and tires on it, maybe bring the offset out a little bit, it looks pretty darn sharp. But it looks big, heavy, and bulky. It just doesn't have the look of the capability of a Jeep Wrangler. It's a strange thing to consider when you're, I guess, comparing, because it really should be about what the real capability is. But when I look at a Ford Bronco, I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. And I even like them. But given the choice from a capability standpoint between the Bronco and the Wrangler, it's always going to be the Wrangler. Same thing when it comes to the open air concept, or the ability, I guess, to take the panels off and all of that. It's always going to be a Jeep Wrangler for me anyway. Simplicity and durability. Its historically straightforward mechanical layout means it's easier for DIY mechanics to maintain, ensuring the vehicle stays on the road longer. I think that's true. It's easy to take care of, right? Most of the things, the common things that you'd need to do, you can do yourself. And let's face it, with prices out there at shops and things, I mean, what are they at? 100, 150, 175 bucks an hour to do any work on any vehicle that comes in? I mean, hell, you could have a part that costs, I don't know, $200 and spend $400 or $500 or more on labor for most other vehicles. Now, if you're slightly mechanically inclined, have a decent set of tools, you can take care of most of those things yourself. You don't need to go into the shop and spend all that money, right? Particularly if you're buying a used vehicle and you just don't want to put all that money into it. Lastly, low initial incentives. Jeep rarely offers massive factory rebates or fleet discounts on Wranglers, keeping the baseline used market stable and free from artificial price drops. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that one. I see discounts, pretty good sized discounts and things, rebates, whatever, on Jeeps in general, Jeeps Wranglers as well, all the time. You know, you can see sometimes anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 off on a Jeep Wrangler. Now, it of course is trim dependent. The manufacturer's always going to reduce or offer lower prices on models they want to move. They don't have to do that on the ones that move themselves. But nonetheless, apparently fleet discounts anyway do not offer huge discounts, or fleet entities don't get large discounts. Anyway, those are just a few reasons why, I guess, the Jeep Wrangler holds its value so well. Very strange to me still, given its, I guess, reputation or perception in the industry, although I do think that is improving. I'm experiencing it for myself. I've had a few Jeeps over the years, and none of them really have had any major issues. Definitely some quirky things, though. Leave a comment. Let me know. What have you seen in the market? Are you surprised that Jeep Wranglers hold their value so well? I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.